Okay, we've got the tile taken off the walls, and I've unscrewed the shower head, and we still have the plumbing to do here. I'm just going to show you. It's pretty simple, and I'm assuming if you're watching a do-it-yourself kind of a program, you already know how a lot of this works, but the shower head pipe just screws off. And then down here on the faucet, this is just a little plastic cover. We're going to pop this off. There's going to be a screw behind there to take out the handle. There's a screw here and another screw down here to pull this trim off. The spigot will just unscrew. Sometimes there's a set screw. There isn't this one. There's a set screw underneath here. You got to loosen up, and then this will just unscrew. Pull that screw, and then we've got a tool that'll fit down in that drain to turn that, to take that out. So you can do all this without even shutting the water off to the house, because this valve will stay in the off position. So even though we're taking the handle and the trim off, the valve is still there off. Okay, so I've got all the plumbing taken out. You can see the pipes are just sticking out of the wall there. Now the next thing we're going to do, there's a flange behind this fiberglass unit that comes over, and there's screws through the flange into a stud behind the wall there. Now in your shower you might not have had tile here, so this part of the wall might still be good. And if that's the case, if you don't have room to make your shower bigger, if you're trying to save this part of the wall, you're going to take a Sawzall and actually cut this way through this fiberglass down here and just leave that flange in the wall behind here. The other option would be take a drywall knife like I'm going to do. I'm going to come back here and cut this drywall out, take the screws out from behind the flange, and just remove this whole unit. But either way, and then our new shower panel is going to actually extend over here, you know, another 6 or 8 inches from where we're at. But if I didn't have the room to do that again, I would cut this, stop my shower panel there, and if I needed to, I could still just put another piece of trim that Marble Works would make, you know, just wide enough to cover whatever I needed to cover, and we just run it vertically. In this case, we're going to go all the way up to the ceiling, but however high you need to go. Sometimes we'll picture frame around, just like they did with this tile. We can do that with a band of marble trim also. And here's what it looks like after that drywall is removed. You can see the flange that was behind the drywall now. This one actually has nails through it. I don't know, more often I see screws, but either way, that's how that fiberglass unit is installed. You know, before the drywall's on in the construction of a house, they put that up, nail it in. One thing I want to point out here, well, first of all, back in here you can just barely see it. There's a vent pipe back there, so that's a plastic PVC pipe. Over here we have a copper pipe. These were both in the wall of my plumbing side of the shower, but you know, whether it's electrical wires or plumbing pipes, you need to be careful if you're running a Sawzall into your wall. I did all this by hand with a knife. It just took a couple minutes. Anyway, you just be careful so you're not cutting into that those pipes that you might not know about, or electrical wires. So we had moved that drywall and exposed the flange of that tub. And I went in with a pry bar and a hammer and removed a nail, which actually just tore that fiberglass out on that stud. Same thing here. And then what I'm going to do is run a Sawzall down through these panels and cut them into pieces so that I can get them out. You won't be able to take this whole unit out in one piece. So it's got to be cut up into some pieces. But you want to be sure that you know what you're cutting through. So here again with my pry bar and hammer, I pried this loose so I can see back into this wall. So I can get down in here and look, and I see that there's no pipes, there's no electric. So I know I don't need to worry over there. This is an exterior wall. So there's actually another layer of drywall in the way that this house was built behind this tub. But once I get the sides pulled loose, I'll be able to take those nails out of the top of that flange. pull that out so I can be sure of what I'm cutting into behind there. But anyway, it'll just take, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I'll have this thing cut up into some pieces and taken out of there.